Well, hello and welcome. I'm Sue Britz,
And I'm Tina Lokkbakk. Welcome to Retired.
the podcast where we talk about what life is like when we put on new wheels, new tread that moves us to the next adventure.
So, Sue, I wanted to ask you, how did you sleep last night? Do tell.
Well, um, I had a little trouble going to sleep, but then I woke up. It was a little bit late. We went and picked up a friend from the airport, so it
Oh,
helped her. We do that because we're retired and we can do favors like that for people. It's wonderful.
yes.
Anyhow, got to bed a little later than usual, like around 10, just before 10 o'clock, which is really late for me.
Okay.
And woke up around 11:15. And then, just trying to calmly go back to sleep. And it was like
In silence.
12:15 or 12:20 or something. And then, then
Uh-huh.
I pull out my podcast thing and I put a podcast on. Um, It was a new one, actually. It's an interesting guy. Again, my theory is that you should not have anyone that's too interesting because then it'll keep you
Correct.
awake, but
It stimulates you, right?
enough to get you just like the voice going and droning. This new guy is called Adam Ruins Everything, and it's wonderful. He talks about all these what I saw was something about did Columbus discover America? I saw that online, and I have to listen to this guy because he's hilarious and appropriate and everything. So mine was about antibiotic resistance, which is interesting, but not,
Mm, but not too
yeah.
interesting.
So that's what I did, and then
And how long did that take? Did you make it to the end?
um, you go in and out, and um
Yes,
then I
the
woke
in
up
and out.
again and it was like 3, and then, snoring was happening,
Mm.
and so I went over to the other room and tried to go to sleep over there, and I turned on, another podcast, which was, The Greatest, Dictators, that was a good one too. And it was about a guy I hadn't heard before, which was kind of interesting, but not that interesting, because once you've learned about real dictators, you learned about them all. Um, but yeah, so that's what I did last night. So how many hours did I actually get?
Oh, when did you officially just throw in the towel and get up?
No, I don't do that. Yeah. Well, normally
Well, in the
I don't,
morning you do. You're sitting at the computer.
I
What
know, but I,
time?
I normally have to say that I don't get out of bed and move because I don't want to wake Melinda up. It's
Right,
like I
right,
don't move
right.
at all. I just sit there in my torture and lay there. And I've tried all the things and I keep retrying all the things and yeah. Okay, so how much time did you sleep?
So, listeners, I'm laughing so hard because it's pretty much paralleling what I do, except that I've shifted from the podcast because I'm too cheap to get ad-free YouTube, let's say, and the volumes change and the voice changes, and then it startles me into an awakened state. So I can only do podcasts like on Spotify or the Apple Podcasts, because at least the volume of the people stays the same, and it's usually the host that's doing the commercial, so that at least the voice then can stay the same, so it's less shocking. So Sue, I the reason we even have this topic, listeners, is because you brought it up that even in France you've got insomnia, and the same here. I go to Cuba and I have insomnia. I have insomnia here. I have insomnia in every bedroom. I'm trying out my different mattresses. Like, I have tried eliminating alcohol, definitely no caffeine, tobacco products, eat at a certain time. And, sometimes I slip into a life rhythm and then it's not a problem. And I think that's part of the problem. So, in answer to your question, I went to bed at about 10, and I think I woke up around 3. So I'm
Oh, well,
like,
that's pretty damn good.
hot damn.
You got a whole night's sleep
I
there.
got 5 hours. Now, hold on. This was last night. I'm just going to start there and then I'll go backwards. I'm even starting to put a log, like just
Oh,
how many hours.
excuse me, I'm sorry. I have an
Yeah.
alarm, and again, say I have to put alarms because otherwise I don't get up. I don't know. I don't trust that I'll get up or whatever. But anyhow, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh. Okay, but like for this podcast or like
This was for
just
this
every day you want to
podcast.
get up at the same time?
No. This was to remind me that I had a podcast. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
To
mine was
record.
at 8:30, which thank God it went off. I rarely need it, but what happened last night is it's so cold in the bedroom. I'm so warm in my bed, but I knew that I needed to get up and get coffee because since I would say the last year or more, I get frequent headaches, and I think it's because I'm either carrying a lot of stress in my shoulders and neck, which then gives me the headache, or now I've kind of come to this place where perhaps it's the pillow. The pillow is too thick, too good of a quality, and so it's hard the way it puts my head up at a certain angle. Anyway, I keep getting headaches to boot, which go away when I get up. So last night I'm like, oh God, here we go again. So I got up, made my coffee, started the fire in the fireplace, and then I got it going, which took a little bit. I've been reading at the same time. I fall back asleep because the fan went off, meaning that the logs went down. So I got up, threw some more on, went back to sleep. I'm now on the couch. I've just resigned myself. Dog follows me. It's great. She's warm. But Sue, that was last night. I woke up at 8:30 with the alarm. So that's how I made it here.
If I get 4 hours or so, I figured that it's a night's sleep, which is really sad and really wrong
It's
and really
sad. It's
against
really
all
wrong.
of science and everything.
All of it.
Okay.
And then you feel like a failure. Like I failed myself. Like it's hard because you don't want to go into that pit either. But there is a sense of why can't I just sleep like a normal human? What am I doing? And anyway, let me back up. So for at least a week, I've been up anywhere between 1 and 3 every single night.
Oh, yeah. That's normal.
Probably it's gone on for weeks.
Well,
So to
how
be
about
honest, if not
years?
months.
How about years?
Okay, so this is when it started. I don't know if I said this.
Hang on.
Okay.
Let me just ask you this question.
Yeah, ask.
Do you get into the dream state? Do you ever have any dreams?
It's so rare. Like it had
is
been
it more?
years before
Is it
the
more
last
like
time I
stuff
got into a dream state.
Is it more about like stuff you're thinking about?
Oh, I wake up thinking. That's the problem. As soon as I wake up, my mind wakes up, and then it just goes running into 50,000 directions. Yes.
Yeah. So anything pulling you into a certain direction these days?
Oh, it's all about this business I'm building and things that I need to do or things that I want to do, or I get this creative thought.
Oh. You're laying in bed, your mind's going,
Yes.
and then you do these exercises where you think about other things besides
Yes.
the like your business or planning for the holidays and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I hear
What
you.
are the things that come to mind?
Well, the other night, I woke up thinking, I wonder what it's like to be retired. I wonder like how Sharon's retirement's going. Like, does she sleep? Does she sleep better than she ever has in her life? I think we should call Sharon. What do you think?
Well, technically, I'm hoping this technical stuff will work, but sure, why not? I mean, hell, um, let's give it a try. Can you
Okay.
merge the call?
I'm going to do it right now, so we hope.
Because we're not doing, Zoom. This is all FaceTime. I get to see your face, but you don't get to see mine. Well, you see mine. Are you able to merge a call? Is it emerging?
Oh, this is so... Okay.
Technical issues?
Yes and no. This is about 2 companies that are not compatible.
Oh.
Because FaceTime is an Apple item and Sharon is an Android.
Sharon is an Android?
Yes, she is.
All right, so let's see here. Let me see if I can call her.
Hey.
Hello, here she is.
Is that both of you guys?
We're trying to merge the call, but we're having a hard time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so yeah, you're here.
Hi.
Hi.
So here's the thing. Tina was thinking about you the other night as she was laying there with insomnia, wondering, trying to distract her brain from other things she's thinking about. We were just wanting to know if, you as a semi-newly retired person, where you are in your journey, and do you suffer from insomnia?
Insomnia.
Insomnia, I wake up a lot. And
you
then
too.
I have to read and stuff, but that's been going on for years, yeah.
So is your insomnia different now that you are retired than when you were teaching?
Not really.
Oh.
No, because Peter has very different patterns than I do. And so, he'll come to bed at 2 after falling asleep on the couch. And then, of course, I usually get up around 3:30. So, he wakes me up, and I'm constantly tossing and turning. And I don't know about you guys, but with menopause, I've got aches. I've got a really bad leg. And so that keeps me awake.
Yeah, that's my story, and I can go on about it, but I'm getting to I'm just that much older than you two that I'm getting to a place in my life where it's kind of like the pains are just so regular and usual that it's like whatever, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had the frozen shoulder thing too.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that? Yeah, with menopause, and I was able to with PT here at the house get rid of most of it, but it's still kind of there, But we're just a mess, aren't we? As we get older.
Tina wants to know, how do you know that the shoulder was related to menopause?
Correct.
I didn't. I kind of self-diagnosed. I did see my doctor. I got prescribed PT sessions at a rehab place. And then, kind of talking to the gal, talking to my friend who's a nurse, and she said I was probably just menopause. And, and then you Google what you're not supposed to do. But I basically just did the exercises at home, with the stretchy things, and it got a lot better. So.
Oh, well, that's a little hopeful, except I've been doing 5 minutes of yoga, 10 minutes of yoga every day.
Hang on. So here's the thing. Technically, okay, Sharon's on a phone, my phone. She can't hear you, Tina. Tina, you're on the phone that you called on my headset, and I can hear you, but Sharon can't hear you. Okay? Just so this is our technology at this point. We didn't do a Zoom call.
Right. So what is this for?
You're being recorded. We're just, doing our podcast.
I'm glad I didn't swear or anything.
Well,
we can swear now.
We can swear whatever we want. Yeah, no, it's not an issue. And it's kind of like an impromptu thing. We just thought, okay, let's try a phone call. Why not?
Yeah.
And we need to figure out a different technological way to handle it so that everyone can hear each other. But mostly, what it was is Tina wanted to know.
Yeah, I miss you, Sharon.
She says she misses you, and she wants to know how you're doing with your retirement.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, I'm still in phase 1. The 4 phases, right?
Oh.
What are the 4 phases? We don't know about these.
No.
I've been listening to a podcast called The Retirement Years. But they interviewed the guy who did the podcast, the TED Talk about the 4 phases. And number 1 is vacation, where you're just fancy-free. Number 2 is actually kind of disillusionment and depression. Because you're kind of, you've gotten bored with your vacation
freedom
phase, I guess. And then 3 is trial and error, where you kind of try to figure out purpose and other activities and things to give back, kind of thing. And then number 4 is kind of acceptance and happiness and all of that. So I think I avoided, maybe I'm in 3, I don't know, because I kind of did a lot of the trial and error and planning before I even retired. So yes, I'm in vacation mode and feeling very liberated, but also plugged into a lot of activities right off the bat. So I think that kind of helped. But I still feel like I'm lacking in the giving back phase, and it's been more of a selfish kind of journey with focusing on physical and mental, but looking into other things too. So I'm not disillusioned. I don't think I'll ever be bored. I can't imagine being bored in life, even in retirement. So yeah,
I think
that's
we're
where
on
I'm
the same thing because boredom. I can't even identify that disillusionment thing. I've never been disillusioned. I don't think that will happen. I don't agree with those four phases because I just stepped right into it and was ready to go and open. I think this is a teacher thing too. We're open to new experiences and to learning, and that's the exciting thing. So that's the thing that remains the same. And so you're going to have your ups and downs as you always do in life, but the reality is, we're going to, like you say, we're not going to be bored. We're going to keep learning and growing and doing things, and that's exciting in and of itself.
Hi, Sharon. I've been commenting on the background, so when you hear this, you'll know that I'm actually communicating with you. But I just want to say your heart is very philanthropic in nature, and I think now is the time. Your season is to do the things that you haven't done, that you are building on you. So I just want you to know I have the utmost faith that the day you have done enough of that and you filled your little cup, because I'm sure it's been on bankrupt for a few years, that you will definitely learn how to give out and give back. And also, I was thinking, in a way, you're a perfect example of life, in that I don't see you ever getting bored like Sue either, because, like you said, you had things lined up before you even retired. Most people don't even think that far ahead. They're just thinking, I just want to rest. So kudos to you. I'm proud of you. And it's just so, I just want to say to both Sue and you that it took this podcast again for me to like put you back in this realm of like, oh my God, I miss Sharon. Like, I need to talk to Sharon. I need to see how Sharon's doing. So glad to hear you're doing well.
Did you hear that, Sharon?
No, I heard a couple words. That was it.
Okay. Well, as Tina's face just crushed, she
Yeah,
said all these beautiful things, and you'll
I
hear
did.
it. You'll hear it after the recording, but
Awesome.
basically,
Get a box of
she's
Kleenex.
massively proud on you, and yeah,
Oh,
and she misses you so.
that's so sweet. Ditto, Chica.
Aw,
I love the chica thing. Yeah.
I did too.
You know,
That's so Sharon.
okay. Well, Sharon, I'm going to wish you uh, luck with sleeping and getting enough sleep that you are able to continue following your dreams and doing all the things you want to do. And yeah.
You are so sweet. Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking those massive naps that I right after retirement. I don't know about you, but um, yeah, I was so tired. Like a train had run over me 500 times. And finally got out of that phase. And I think it's just the total recovery from teaching for so long.
Oh, I do. I do. And
Yeah,
yeah,
For sure.
and I feel you on that one. Yeah.
yeah.
So good. We'll keep checking in, and in the meantime, we wish you the best holiday as we
Oh,
finish this year, and we're gonna hopefully hear back from you shortly after in the new year.
okay. Sounds good. Yeah, let's try and get together.
Okay.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Thanks for checking in, you guys.
Okay. Goodbye. We'll see
I'm
you
your
soon.
number one fan,
We do know.
We
We
know.
appreciate it.
I love listening to them, to those podcasts. They're awesome.
All right. Thank you so
All right.
much. We'll talk to you
Take
soon.
care.
Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye.
Bye.
So we're back to insomnia. It sounds like it's a common thread. I certainly, of people our age, I think it's what happens.
But I think this is the hardest part. I started it as soon as I was pregnant, so 30. I'm now 56. This has gone on 26 years. So I don't feel like I can talk about menopause as the culprit, or I, I it's like this. I don't know, Sue.
Well, have you gone to the doctor about it?
No, because
Okay,
I'm
see?
following all the things. I know I'm healthy. It's not a matter of that. This is my belief. I have an overactive brain that is trying to calm itself down. I am trying to meditate. I can only do about 5 minutes a day because it is so overactive, because I want to get up and walk away. This is overactive. Twice this week I burned the food because I can't stand sitting around waiting for things to cook. So I move on to the next activity. And while I'm deep into that activity, it burns. And that's how my brain works too. It's so, for 5 minutes, I can't sit still like and meditate beyond that. It's so hard. I don't know. So it's thinking, it's going, and I feel like every day I'm struggling to get it back to focus. Goes out of whack. Focus. I don't know. And
So
in
this
teaching, hold on, I think this is why teaching was a good fit though, because you had to think a million things at one time, because you had 20 kids wanting questions answered right then and there. You're trying to create the lesson. You're 3 steps ahead in your thought process, even though you're actually lecturing. So I think it was a good fit in that it filled my brain. It had to be focused, but it wasn't. If it was, you know what I'm saying? Because it was in every direction. So the problem is nighttime. I think that brain just goes so active that it explodes and wakes me up. That's my theory.
Okay, so if I were a teacher, I would
Hmm.
say, hmm, have you ever considered that maybe you've got ADD or
Oh, I know I do.
ADHD?
I would say it's ADHD.
All
And
right.
yes, I've already self diagnosed because of filling out all the forms for all those kids. And I'm like, yep, yep, yep. I mean, for me too. So yes, I do have that, which is an anxiety disorder too.
And so knowing these things and knowing, you're doing all the things you need. You've researched it, you lived it, you tried things, and some things work for a while and others don't, and all that. So the choices are, you continue. What's the trade-off? Is living the way you are living right now, which seems to be functioning pretty damn well, um, good, or do you need to look? Have you ever thought about medication? And I don't know if that's the case for you.
So when I was divorcing and my parents were in hospice and they moved up with me at that time, I finally said, Doctor, I would love to have some sleeping medication because I'm just a wreck. And I didn't like it. I took it a couple nights. I woke up. I felt like I was out of my body, looking in at my body. I just
Yeah.
didn't like the way it feels.
Right.
So I have not done it since. I don't want to do it since. And I guess it's this battle within myself where I don't want to have to medicate myself.
Hmm.
I want to be able to have control over my brain. I want to be able to learn how to handle my own brain without a medication to do it. But lately I've been thinking perhaps maybe I should see it as a crutch to get through a period. But I know a lot of people that do take sleeping aids and it doesn't help them either. Like they're still waking up. It's not like they're having perfect sleeping patterns.
Right.
So why do I want to take one more chemical?
Right.
I just struggle. You?
Well, I think that I was thinking about not even sleeping medication, but ADHD medicine, and I would say the same thing. I think I know the answer for you, and it just doesn't seem to be a fit necessarily. So, what are your trade offs? The trade offs might be something. It's different than when you were a child than being an adult, and you understand what you're doing. There's ways to mediate it and all that, but it's going to be imperfect regardless. So, for me. Um,
Yeah.
I recently, because it's like it's going on. It clearly, to me, it's clearly related to postmenopausal stuff and hormones and everything. But um, I've started trying melatonin, and
Okay.
and so the melatonin, it seems to, and you can't take this all the time. You can only, like, you're supposed to go on for you try it for a
Oh,
few weeks, then you get off. It's not something you do forever. So the melatonin does help me remain sleepy, because what happens is I wake up, I fall asleep pretty well, but then I wake up and yeah.
yeah, me too. I'm waving my hand
Oh.
like me too.
So I wake up and then my it's not my mind, because back when I was teaching, my mind would start racing about everything. And now it's not. I don't have those urgent thoughts about things that need to be done. Occasionally there might be something, but mostly not. So then, but I feel awake, and then I try to go right to, okay, um, just kind of meditate yourself back to sleep if it's not. And the melatonin allows me to do that. I sink right back into feeling tired and I fall asleep again. And then in the morning, this is what I was going to tell you, I have dreams. I haven't had dreams for the longest time, and I love dreams. But with the melatonin, I get towards the very end of the sleeping cycle, or early morning, I have these dreams, and they're very real, and and I just love them, because I love dreams. I've always always had great dreams. I took a dream diary and everything. I just love it. And I got to the place where you can try to control your dreams and move them around. I love that stuff. So, but I haven't been able to do that since just before menopause. So this is getting me back into those deep dreams, like with
Oh,
friends and family in it. And it's like I like that. That's like a free visit with somebody. And but
oh,
so knowing that with melatonin, you can't overuse it, you can't stay on it. But like right now I've gone the other one was when I was in France, before I went to France, I went to that weekend before we went to see Brittany Griner talk at Mondavi. She was great, by the way. But one of the last things she said, someone said, "What's the last bit of advice you'd give?" She said, whatever country you're going to, make sure you know what medications you can take and can't take. I mean, hers
true.
seemed kind of obvious, but she said beyond that, you don't want to make a mistake like this. And so I looked at melatonin in France. You have to have a prescription for it. And the legal dose, I think, was 2 grams or 3, not 5, which is considered like the standard in the United States. And I'm like, oh no. So you can't buy it over there. You can have it on you by prescription. So I didn't have a prescription, but I did take it over there, but I didn't use it because I already
And
was out of my cycle of jet lag and time change and all that. It was just more of the same, and I just kind of went with it because it felt okay to be out of sync with sleeping because I was
mhm,
traveling out of my time zone and
correct.
stuff. So it felt fine. And now that I've been home, I'm like, okay, after last night's sleep and all the ones before, tonight I'm gonna try my melatonin again and try that for a few days and see if that helps out. But that's mine. That's what I'm doing.
I think the one thing that I could add to my life is harder workout,
Yeah.
consistent harder workout. And I think part of it could be, I mean, Sue, I sit so much trying to get this computer stuff, business, research, all of it, that I don't think I'm moving enough. And I wonder if that's part of it too. And on the days that, Marie and I have been setting up doing farmers market, it's so hard that, I mean, I do sleep a lot of the time. Um, Except then I get the anxiety of, oh my God, I've got to wake up at 5. And then that wakes me up at 3. So on those, but I know that if I didn't know I had to wake up early, I would be sleeping solid because my body feels like it wants to sleep. So I should change that in exercise. And I know that would relieve a lot of anxiety too.
Hmm. That's very true. And here's the other thing is like even they say keep a journal of the things you try so that you can see if it worked or didn't work and where it might, what kind of trends you have. But certainly physical activity is going to wear you out. And
Hmm.
that's what you need, especially for a busy brain. I see a clear difference between my insomnia when I was working and now, and it's so distinctly different because I'm not laying there thinking about planning this or doing that. It's just my body saying I'm not ready to sleep or I can't sleep.
Uh-huh.
It's not my brain, it's my body. So maybe I need to get going on the exercise train again, but
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe that's what we do.
Ugh. It's good for us regardless.
It is. And I know my dog deserves it. She
Yes.
deserves consistent exercise, and I
Yes.
have failed her.
And she's a horse-sized dog. She needs some
She
movement.
needs it. She does.
Is there anything else keeping you up at night? For me, it's news. And that's not always been the case. But God, I'm back to this again where I'm going to just, say what I'm going to say. How do you? Oh, and you're like, please don't talk about the news. Look at that face.
No, well, no. I'm like, okay, brace yourself, Tina. Here it comes. I'm still back in the previous conversation of the insomnia is different. In fact, it is. So I would have to say, hey, this is kind of good news. I'm actually not waking up like upset or stressed in that. I'm thinking it's more like, oh, this would really work.
Mm,
Oh, what if I did this? It's more like actually creative. And I was thinking maybe that's why I'm not like a downer about this.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
tired. I want the energy, but it's excitement, I think, that's keeping me up. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's not a
But
bad
with
thing at
teaching,
all.
it was like, what am I going to do about this kid? I got to call the parents. This isn't working in the lesson plan. How am
Mhm.
I mean, it was, I've got to do all these emails that I don't want to do. It was not a happy situation. And this one is it's more like the creativity, like, oh, and I like that.
It's funny because, even with my dreams before, my dreams would be those nightmare ones where like you're back in college and you forget that you had an
Oh, yeah,
exam
those
to
are the
take.
worst.
And, so even as a teacher, I was having student dreams of, the ones that I signed up for a course and I haven't gone. And oh my God, what's going to, weird things like that. And I haven't had a single one of those dreams. I haven't had teacher nightmares or anything. I used to have them fairly often, and retirement turned right off. It's great. So, yeah.
God bless retirement. And in my case, retirement.
Well, that's what we're saying. We have
Yeah.
to keep reminding people this is not just about being retired. It's, in our case, leaving the teaching profession and doing something new with your life. Yeah, it's a good thing. That wraps up this episode of Retired. Thanks for listening.
Until next week, please feel free to lend your feedback or ask questions by emailing us at retiredpodcastnewtred@gmail.com. You're invited to follow us on Facebook at Retired Podcast New Tread. Check the show notes for links and contact information.
Retired is co-hosted by Sue Britz and Tina Lokkbakk. It is produced, directed, and edited by me, Sue Britz. Music and graphics are by me too. Please click to subscribe so that you won't miss your chance to join our retired road trip. All right, so, yeah, we're done. But, you're wanting us to remind the people who are listening to...
Yes,
to
please
subscribe. Okay, so what does that mean when you subscribe? You just click that little button up in the upper right hand corner?
It's so cute. It means we're added to your list of favorite podcasts. And then also you can allow notifications. So it can be notified that we have dropped the new episode.
Yeah, you get notifications. And then also you can make comments. That's certainly one of the things we've invited you to do at retiredpodcastnewtred@gmail.com. You can also make comments
on the thing. And we want those comments.
Yes, we do. Sharon gives us lots of comments and we love them.
No, she's
so,
great.
We'd like to hear from other folks too. But what is the, then you also said you could share an episode. So you can, if you go on the app, you can click on those little buttons on the side and you can share this.
Yeah, send it an email or a text to, to someone that you think could benefit or would enjoy it.
We'd like to get our numbers up and going,
Yes, we would,
right?
to be quite honest.
We want to get our words out there for people to join us on this journey. All right.
Next time.